When I look at R&B collaborations, Tupac had John B, he had Faith Evans, most notably he had Jodeci. When I head over to the Jay-Z side, Jay-Z has a lot more R&B collaborations. I mean, some of the most notable artists that he's collaborated with, obviously Beyonce, Usher, Alicia Keys, and Rihanna. And for the most part, I believe that Jay-Z modifies his flow to fit that particular tone of the song. And that told me right there that when Tupac rapped, he impacted people. I do remember being greatly impacted by everything that Tupac said, right? So for lyrical impact, for me, this was a no-brainer. Tupac, I gave him a 10 out of 10. Now going over to the Jay-Z side, lyrical impact. Now for a certain demographic, I feel like they feel the same way I feel about what Pac was saying. I think when you talk about hustlers and people who were in the business of, making money and getting to the paper, I believe Jay-Z's words were impactful, very impactful. However, I do believe that at some point Jay-Z met a limit in terms of his reach because of his choice of topic. Like, I think anybody who is a Pac fan, and even those who are not fans of Pac but remember his era, he would just say stuff and it would just come true. Multiple sources tell me that Tupac sold 75 million records. Jay-Z has sold about 125 million records, right? With Pac, we got Poetic Justice, we got Gridlock, we got Juice, we got Above the Rim. He was the leading man in movies. And I thought for those reasons, I had to give Tupac a 10 out of 10. Without question. Moving over to the Jay-Z side, I would say the new wave of MCs and conscious rappers definitely come from the Jigga side of things. This might be a little controversial, but I gave him a 5.5. But when it comes to Tupac, I don't think I can trace Tupac's style and flow and delivery to anybody. I feel like if we had Pac Jr., I mean, it could have got really interesting because he was very dynamic. But I still gave him a 3 because I felt like even though he didn't have biological children, he birthed a lot of clones. I looked at what they represented in the streets. And for Pac, I was really ready to just give him a 10 out of 10 because the guy was definitely oriented in the streets initially. Because of that situation that happened in Vegas, I did have to reevaluate some things. But even so, I gave Tupac a 8 out of 10 for street reputation. It seems as if Jay-Z is above the law. And the only reason I say that mostly is because even Jay-Z said it himself. Like, Jay-Z from a legal standpoint is pretty secure, very firm. And because of that, I gave Jay-Z a 9 out of 10. Pac was a regular when it came to beef. And as a result, I gave Pac a 9 out of 10. And I think that's why if you ask the average person who's better between Jay-Z and Tupac, they're going to quickly just say Tupac. But I think we can all agree for Jay-Z, it's a 10 out of 10. Without question, Tupac's peak was like dominant. So I'm going to have to give Pac a 10 out of 10 for that particular category.